Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 4th of July 2026. The Defence Investment Plan gets panned, and while the Commons grandstands, Ukraine keeps doing what it can to keep Russia off its land. Starmer apologises for the forced adoption programme. England's cricket superman makes his last stand. Heartbreak for Scottish footy fans. World Cup pride match between Egypt and Iran is a bit of a sham. Brand T and T's grand wedding goes to plan. We understand. In the wee hours of Sunday, the game was up. The sums added up to Scotland out of the World Cup. The end of the road, end of the tartan dream. They couldn't quite be a best third-place team. And within an hour of confirmed elimination, the manager had announced his resignation. About 12 hours later, another top sporting Brit, out of the blue, made a decision to quit. No disrespect meant to Scotland's boss, Steve Clarke, but Ben Stokes' departure made more of a mark. In keeping with his eccentric set of talents, he quit partway through a match, still in the balance. For 4 years as captain, it cannot be denied, he's taken the country on one hell of a ride. As Bazball died with the fall of Ben's last wicket, Stokes' converts may just turn their back on Test cricket. Ben was determined to leave the stage in style, turning a match of stern looks into bright, wide smiles. With a message to New Zealand of "take that," he bumped himself up to opening bat. For one last time, could cricket fans wax lyrical about one final Stokesy folklore miracle? 2 sixes in the first 10 faced, Stokes had some fun, but soon a hack to mid-wicket and Ben was done. 30 runs from 20 balls, not quite what was needed, and the match and series were effectively conceded. Now life goes on with the phenomenon gone, the all-rounder who kept on taking the world on. Just great memories, like dreams, now remain as English Test cricket retreats back to mundane. He may have sometimes submitted to the pressure, from acting like a recluse to a uni-fresher. Whatever he did, he brought eyeballs to the game, and Test cricket will never quite be the same. On Tuesday, Kia gave Andy a hospital pass as the Defence Investment Plan was ready at last. Total spending still around $5 billion short, a tricky matter for Mr Burnham to now sort. The Prime Minister insisted that the DIP meant defence spending would rise significantly. Not enough, Kemi rebuffed, not very chuffed. Sir Keir became gruff as he huffed and puffed. He tore into the Tory record tenaciously for their 14 years of complacency. Keir and Kemi did their Punch and Judy routine, using mean words to express what they mean. Preaching sermons, giving chapter and verse, fiddling with figures to work out who's worse. We spent more money than you. No, we did. No, on defence spending, we indeed did. The argument not won, and the irony lost on what inadequate spending might actually cost. Because as they both fiddled at their respective lecterns, 2,000 miles away, Eastern Europe still burns. While our leaders navel gaze over naval spending and Air Force and Army budget amending, Ukraine is turning out new tech drones by the shedful because every day they face something more dreadful. On Thursday, Starmer gave a solemn apology concerning Britain's quite recent chronology. In the Commons, his apology was unreserved. For the victims, it was overdue and deserved. from 1959 to 1976, motivated by a world of different ethics, single mums were coerced, bullied, misled maybe by the state and the church to give up their baby. Driven by this stigma of pregnancy out of marriage, the mothers were ostracised and disparaged. And 50 years on, the sad fact is there's still so much debris from this cruel practice. Traumatised women and damaged offspring, many with no chance of ever reconciling. On Monday, Penelope Keith died at 86, an actress whose stage presence would always transfix. Stern and strident, sometimes vulnerable, she made the upper class seem somehow lovable. An actress of versatility and great ability who provided a lot of classic comedy. Audrey Forbes Hamilton and Margot Ledbetter, no one could have depicted them better. To the manner born and the good life, the ultimate snob, a domineering wife. So many parts played over 5 decades. Penelope Keith was 100% British made. The World Cup's Pride match was played on Sunday to show soccer is inclusive in every way. A match randomly chosen as the one to display all colours, genders and religions can play. But the match happened to be Iran versus Egypt, which probably wasn't part of the script. Rainbow flags juxtaposed with those of 2 nations who think homosexuality is an abomination. The game was drawn, but Iran were eliminated in a tournament in which they'd been isolated. For the US, inclusivity has its limitations. It seems it only applies to friendly nations. On Friday, the eve of Independence Day, Kelsey and Swift signed their independence away. Travis and Taylor now officially joined at the hip in what seems like the planet's most starry partnership. The Chiefs star married the star of song and screen in a Madison Square Garden bash largely unseen, but with a long sparkling guest list from what can be gleaned.